You had a roof with a dead-on turkey shoot shot to the president that, forget the fact that they should have checked it ahead of time. We fight about Donald Trump's politics all the time, and there's a lot to fight about with that. And I've had nuance on that. I'm going to be very clear on what my opinions were. I don't want to run from things. I don't want to run towards a direction of what's popular or what's not, to be a contrarian on purpose or anything like that in the face of this. The best I can do is be honest about what I think and let you guys judge me for it. So there are good things and bad things, in my opinion, about Donald Trump's policies. And one of the things that in his last presidency I thought was all bad was his rhetoric. I felt like the way he attacked people, and I know he was constantly under attack. I know it's disgusting how the media treated him. I'm not arguing with that. But there is a magnanimity, that's not a word, but being I don't think it's a word. Being magnanimous, to rise above that in a way, as hard as that is something that I would expect out of a president that he fell short on 120% of the time. From a policy standpoint, his rhetoric created a divide that is unreasonable. It created people who were either all in on everything he did, even if they had no idea some of his policies. They just took the 1, 2, or 3 things they actually cared about, got behind it, and then said, yeah, by the way, everything else, we'll get with it. We've seen the videos of people who can't talk about what he actually stands for on other issues besides the main ones they care about. And obviously that sucks, but that has always been a part of politics. On the other end, you will see people who, no matter what he did, and they refer to this as Trump derangement syndrome, which is correct to do, no matter what the guy did, they would always say he was wrong. And sometimes when I would talk to my most left-wing friends and say, just please, off the record, can you give me one thing that Donald Trump did well? They couldn't say anything. And I'd look at him and I'd say, like, not even the criminal justice reform. Like, that was pretty liberal. I was with that. That was some cool shit. No, he did it wrong. And it broke people's brains. I remember Joe Rogan had a line. It was very simple. He said, Trump broke people. He broke them in either direction. And it is very, very true. And unfortunately, though to a smaller degree than what we have seen in the past, after last night, we are seeing that still. I'll still say both directions, but particularly in the direction of derangement syndrome that's against him. We are seeing, after we had the rise of QAnon, which was laughable at best and tragic at worst, we're even seeing the rise of Blue Anon now, which I view the same exact way, same exact heat. And you see people saying some things that in some cases are just straight up disgusting. Someone was almost gunned down. There's a way to deal with this, and there's a way to not. He's also a presidential candidate that half the country is behind. So if you want to unite people and be a fucking human being, you got to understand that, you need to be a human in a situation like this. And some people fell short. That said, there are other people that did not, and I appreciate that. But we are now looking at a situation where, we all saw the debate. I mean, that was a bloodbath. It was the dichotomy, forget their age, the dichotomy between Joe Biden and Donald Trump was almost sinister, because what whoever the fuck they are, I don't know where to point the finger, what they have done to Joe Biden to have him in this position where he's not even coherent is sinister. And when you see how Trump, you can say whatever you want about him politically, the guy is an energy machine. When you see him standing next to him, and he was much more under control in these debates, the dichotomy was insane. So after that debate, we saw, some amazing reporting from Olivia Nuzzi, I hope I got that right, talking about, to a lot of Democratic mega donors who were now at least willing to talk off record, and, insiders in Congress and stuff talking about the fact that Trump's inevitable, and, they made their own bed with Biden. Like, this was over, in my opinion. Now it's really over. Now it's like, how many states is he going to win? 45, 46? Like, there's 100 days between the election and now. We can see a lot happen, but the guy is staring down the barrel of winning this election. So when you look at the response that he had to what happened, so far, he has been unbelievably magnanimous. We have not seen the same Trump who tweets out the scum of the earth, blah, 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 blah. he has been like, thank you to the first responders. I'm horrified to hear about the others, the victim at this event. I will have more to say. It has been good. He also spoke to a Fox News reporter, I guess, like on the record, but not on camera. And his thoughts were with the victims. It was not about him. And he stayed away from cameras. And I appreciate that. He now has left today for the scheduled RNC in Milwaukee. And he is keeping it on schedule. You know, it was going to be like 2 days late, but he's like, the show goes on. So we are going to see Donald Trump speak on Thursday night. I will imagine that's the first time he's going to come out. I kind of wonder if 50 Cent's going to do a live performance of Many Men as he comes out. If I know Donald Trump, he'll probably make that happen. But more importantly, as the presumptive winner of this election, objectively speaking, not an opinion. I mean, that is technically an opinion, but not an opinion of saying, you know, that's what I want to happen or that's what I don't want to happen. It's a fact. Like, he's got a straight line to the presidency, whether you like it or not. He has an enormous opportunity on Thursday night to unite the country in that speech. He has an opportunity. Of course, there will be politics in it. It's the RNC. He has to give some of his stances. There will be criticism of the other side. That's going to happen. But he has the opportunity to be the bigger man, which is that's the one thing he has pretty much always failed to do. And if he can keep the tone he's had to this point in response to last night's events and hold that same energy through Thursday, as an American, I will be proud of him for that. And I will hopefully see people come together here. And I know a lot of people are commenting here. I'm sorry. I there's too much going on. I can't really look at that. I want to make sure I get my thoughts out and have this be what it is. But witnessing history is certainly profound as it's happening. And I'm sure everyone had a moment where it sunk in, whether that was overnight or today. You know, there's people I talked to who had different reactions. But we all do need to understand that nothing about this is acceptable. And there's questions that need to be answered. I don't know if this is confirmed, but the guy I spoke with from the Secret Service told me that he's hearing, I don't know if this has been announced now, but he's hearing that the head of the Secret Service will be testifying in front of Congress on Tuesday. And, you know, she's going to get barbecued, and she should. You know, these mistakes cannot happen. And you do have to wonder, you know, I don't want to jump to conclusions on things. I make no apologies for that. There are questionable things that happen here, not the least of which you had a roof unabated. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. It's kind of late, but you had a roof with a dead-on turkey shoot shot to the president that, forget the fact that they should have checked it ahead of time. The edge of that roof, I believe, is like 300 feet away. That's inside the minimum 400-foot distance. Andy Bustamante was telling me on the phone today, former CIA guy, you know, that the minimum distance is like 400 feet. That could be standard. Well, that's within 400 feet. So forget the fact that they should have checked that. There should have been snipers on that roof. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.